Welcome to the world of TrendPod AI. Okay, so let's unpack this today. We're doing a deep dive into a specific moment. It was captured online by, well, global sports icon Cristiano Ronaldo. Just a simple picture, really, and only 2 words. But the source material we've looked at, it suggests there's quite a bit more going on, layers beneath the surface.
That's absolutely right. And the immediate context the sources give us is Portugal's recent win. They secured their second UEFA Nations League trophy, this time against Spain. And right there, Ronaldo made history again, became the first player, believe it or not, to actually captain a team to 2 titles in this tournament.
2 titles, wow.
Yeah, and it's his 3rd major trophy overall with Portugal. So our mission kind of is to use these sources you mentioned to look past that simple online post, to understand what was really happening there.
Right, so you got this huge win, historic achievement for him, for the country. What was the immediate digital reaction? What did the material show?
Well, he shared a photo on his X account, just the picture of the UEFA Nations League trophy from 2025. And famously, just 2 words overlaid on the image: love it.
Love it. That's really it. After everything. That feels, I don't know, almost understated. Is that the right word? What do the sources tell us about the actual feeling behind just love it?
See, this is where it gets interesting. And the sources really, paint a fuller picture. He wasn't understated at all in the moment.
Yeah.
Far from it. The material points out he was visibly, deeply emotional right after the final whistle blew, actually in tears during the post-match interview.
Posto?
Real tears.
Cheers. Okay, that definitely changes how you read love it.
Completely changes it. He explained right then in that interview that nothing else, not the club titles, not the individual awards, none of it compares to winning for Portugal. He called it mission accomplished, talked about so much joy, and mentioned his family was right there sharing it. So that simple love it post, it's actually packing in all that overwhelming national pride, personal relief, satisfaction, and that deep family connection.
See, that's the depth I enjoy exploring. It stops being just a social media post and becomes, well, a window. But here's something else that came out in the source material. Something pretty surprising. He wasn't even fully fit for this massive game.
That's correct. He mentioned afterwards he'd been playing with what he described as a niggle, basically a minor injury, some kind of persistent discomfort. Said he felt it even during the warm-up for the final.
And what was his take on playing through that? Especially, at his age.
This part from the sources maybe tells us the most about his mindset. He was incredibly blunt about it. He said straight up that for the national team, if he needed to break his leg, he would have done it.
Whoa.
Yeah. He played, pushing through that discomfort because it was for a trophy, for Portugal. He felt he had to give absolutely everything. He described the feeling of playing with that niggle as the maximum he thought he could possibly take.
The maximum he could endure. That is intense. And you mentioned his age. The sources confirm he's nearly 40 now, right?
Yeah.
How does he talk about this stage of his career when something like this happens?
The source material shows he's pretty pragmatic, actually. He openly acknowledged his age, saying he's obviously closer to the end than the start. But then he immediately followed up, said he wants to enjoy every moment that's left. The plan, it seems, is just keep going unless there's a really serious, career-ending injury. This win, playing through pain for his country, it really feels like exactly the kind of moment he's focused on cherishing now.
Okay, let's pull this together then. You have this global superstar post 2 simple words, love it, with a trophy. But the source material just completely unpacks it for us. Intense emotion, actual tears, the huge meaning of playing for his country, pushing his body right to the limit with an injury, and doing it all knowing he's, well, in the twilight of this incredible career. That love it isn't casual at all. It's earned through a lot of sacrifice.
Exactly that. And what's so fascinating, drawing it all from the source, is how this tiny, seemingly simple online thing, when you add the context, the event, his own raw words, it reveals such deep truths about dedication, commitment. It really highlights the, frankly, astonishing physical cost involved at that top level, that fierce, almost painful passion for representing your nation. And yeah, the unique view you get when you achieve something huge, knowing your time is, well, limited. It totally redefines those 2 little words.
It really, really does.
Yeah.
So reflecting on what the sources showed us about this one moment and thinking about that level of commitment, that sacrifice, what did this mean for you listening in?
Yeah, it brings up a pretty potent question for you, drawing directly from that intensity we saw in the source material. When you consider the physical cost, the emotional weight Ronaldo was willing to bear for something he clearly loves so deeply, how much personal cost would you be willing to pay for something you truly love?
Definitely something to think about.
Thank you.